Hi, everybody. Mr. Moose Dassey here. my right, my right hand man, Mr. Paul from Scotland, the one and only. Take it away, sir.
Guess what I'm drinking today, Pete?
Oh my God, Jaeger's ale. I don't know.
Coffee.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm just drinking regular soda today.
Wow.
Uh, uh, Mountain Dew. They got that zero melon. I'm drinking melon. Yeah,
Melon. All right.
yeah, yeah,
Very healthy option, I'm sure.
yeah. So
Um,
you said you had you were meeting with some people or whatever.
yes, I had a committee meeting this evening, but it didn't take
Oh,
too long
okay,
to get sorted.
okay,
So,
okay. That's cool.
how did your visit to Brendan go today?
I didn't go today. I told him
Oh,
that I told him I would resume next week. I stayed home and took care of the lovely wife here.
yeah.
She's coming along slowly.
Now, has she not had some sort of operation?
Yeah, surgery on her right knee.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, it's called a knee replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Good.
So
So she'll
she's
be bouncing about soon then.
yeah, she's hobbling around. She's doing pretty good. Yeah.
Good
She
stuff.
goes, "Oh, I wish I was like my sister, having them both done right away, and then you go through the pain once." But
Yeah.
unfortunately, she can only have one done at once. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 So otherwise, everything's up pretty good. Had to redo our fence yesterday. Had my grandson come over. One of the square poles broke. It was rotted. So we got a wood fence and it goes like this. So we got clips in the middle of the. It's a 4x4, and then the fence slides in between the clips, and you got to have them
Mhm.
just right. And yeah,
Yeah.
otherwise the day went fine. Just that when the weather changed, it got real warm, and then after the wind went away, oh, the mosquitoes were bad. Hey, oh my god,
All right.
yeah.
Oh dear. Not
I
so
had
good.
myself, I had myself doused it off, and they still were biting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
otherwise, other new projects going on for you, or
yes, I've completed a few of the storytelling chairs, as they're called, and I completed
okay,
one, and it's a very very small one. It would be for likes of maybe a 2-year-old to sit in. Very very
oh,
small.
okay.
Looks quite cute though. And yeah, I've been busy wood staining all of them. Putting the.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, I got the. You know what I use best for wood staining? If you got an old sock, you
Mhm.
put it on your hand, put the stain on the sock, and then you take the sock. I don't know how you do with a brush or.
Yeah, I just use a brush. Yeah.
Okay, I just use a sock, and then when the sock is done, and the sock has a hole in it. So my latest project was I had a cart from a sprayer, like a pressure washer sprayer, and
Oh
I
yeah.
built it up. I'll have to take pictures of it and show you. And I built it up. It had big wheels in the back, so when I take my Martin houses down there next door, and years ago I used to just have a flat cart with little wheels, and it was hard to push through the grass. So I figured, hey, if I get this cart, I'll build it up so you can put the birdhouses on it and pull it.
Uh-huh.
So, and then my latest thing was it just had two big wheels in the back and two rubber things that it sat on. And then my stepson was, why don't you put small wheels in the front so when it hits, it won't stop. The wheels will keep turning. So I added those on. It works really excellent. Yeah, really excellent. Yeah.
Good
So
stuff. Good stuff. I had to give sort of laugh to myself when you said about when I push it, I'm thinking, well, Laurie with her new knee, she'll be doing all the pushing from now on, won't she?
yeah. You got it there. Yeah.
um, I was going to ask you about. Obviously, I had a great chat with Mr. Hoddinott um,
Okay. Yeah, I seen his little
on
piece.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, I seen his little piece on Steve there. Very good job there.
Yeah, yeah. You've met Mark on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah. Great. We had that get together, and he even came over here for a fire. And hey, hi folks. Hey, people are starting to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was awesome. Even one time, even when Brendan was still Brendan was still at the other place. He even offered me. He even took me there, and then waited till I was done because he wanted to get caught up on how Brendan was doing. I thought that was
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah, I thought that was really nice.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
mean, I must admit, within the community, I would have to say we're very, very fortunate to have Mark as one of the supporters.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's been very good with me, and obviously Stacey Seabrook
Yeah. Yeah.
and the dude. It's been great having him be such a great supporter. And did you ever hear the story about the jacket, the Australia jacket that he gave to Alan Avery?
No, not that I can recall.
So he had this Australia jacket, like a baseball style jacket
Okay.
that he brought obviously with him, and he was wearing it, and then he decided to give it to Alan Avery, so that he'd got something Australian that he could wear, and there's photographs of Alan wearing this jacket. But then when when he um, when he saw Alan again a few months later, Alan said, there's something for you. I think it was in the office, and he said it's over there. And he picked up this newspaper. Said, "Oh, no, it's underneath there. It's in an envelope."
Okay.
And he opened the envelope, and there was a couple of dollars in there.
Okay.
And do you know what Alan had done?
What?
When he'd got the jacket, he'd gone into the pockets and he'd found these couple of dollars and had deliberately put them aside in an envelope to give to Mark next time he saw him. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's like he knew that they were, the jacket was given to him, but as far as he was concerned, the money in the pocket would belong to Mark, and he wanted to make sure that Mark got his couple of dollars back.
Yeah, when people buy quotes, it's amazing when they buy quotes from somewhere, especially at either at rummage sales or whatever. I know this is off track a little bit, and sometimes people stuff money and they really. I heard a thing the other day. Somebody at Goodwill bought something, and there was like a grand or something stuck in the quote. Okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
excellent. You've obviously known Alan and Dolores a long, long time.
Oh
And
yeah. Yeah.
obviously, unfortunately, Dolores is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Dolores?
Oh, we always got along really good. She always thought I I got along with her really good. I was kind of quiet towards her, but I liked her. I really maybe because she was the female type part. I don't know, but me and Alan got along really good. I'd work on my car out there, and he he would I could fix my own car out there, and then I'd work some hours off instead of having to pay him. I thought that would be cool.
All
I
right.
used to be the can crusher.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crusher. Yeah,
Oh, like cans, as in like
aluminum can.
cans.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. Yeah. So like
yeah,
drink cans.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did a lot of drinking and stuff, so I had to smash a lot of beer cans and stuff, and then pick up around the thing, and he, we got along really super good. You know,
What sort of actual work did you do then in the yard?
like go around and pick up parts that were laying on the outside of the car, or some people, back then you could go back there and get your own parts. Some of the junkyards they won't even let you do that anymore, but
No.
if something was thrown out of the car or not laying on the ground, I'd go around and either put it in the trunk if it was open, or put it in the back seat, the parts that belong to the car. Then it didn't look so trashy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So was there ever times when you had to go and get specific parts for customers?
No, no, I never had to do that, but
No,
yeah, just work around, you know.
because I mean it's not quite the same as your normal garage services, is it? It's not like you're taking the car in to get like a service or a repair
Oh,
done,
yeah, 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 yeah.
or was it like
Maybe
that at
one time,
times?
maybe one time I took it in, and my exhaust went to hell, and I think one time I learned a little bit about an engine. I had my Buick. I brought it in there, and I had a leaky valve gasket or something like that. You got to take the heads off and redo the gaskets and that. And
Yeah.
he showed me how to do that, and you got to spray them with aluminum spray paint so they would stick. I never
Mhm.
do that before, so.
And who was the kind of who would you say was sort of in charge, as it were, at the yard?
Well, actually, Alan and Chucky and Earl were all out there,
Yeah,
so I would say probably equally, if not. If Alan, I always looked at Alan as the number one guy, and then probably Chucky two or three Earl or whatever. That's how I looked at it, but maybe they classify it as different. But you know,
yeah, yeah. I mean, the bizarre thing is that when my granddad was, I mean, he should have been retired like 10, 15 years, and he was still on the go, driving
yeah,
around in his little
yeah,
van, and he
yeah,
was very much the one that people wanted to talk to because they still considered him in charge.
yeah.
So yeah, saying Alan was really the one in charge because watching Making a Murderer, you can tell that Chuck is also quite a strong character, shall we say?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He is, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Quite quiet at times. I found. Obviously I've only been across there for a few days, but he was very quiet. But
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he would talk, but yeah, he was kind of the quiet one, and I always thought Earl was more voiced. You know.
mhm, yeah. And what about Steve? Where does Steve sort of fit? One gets the sense that at times he was also a bit of a prankster.
Yeah, he was up there. Yeah, he was a jokester. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he was. Yeah, he was way up there. Yeah, he wasn't definitely quiet. He was well known there. So
Well,
yeah,
no.
we had our jokesters and everything. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was pretty decent. Yeah.
Okay, then let's spill the beans. Who does Barb take more after, Alan or Dolores?
Oh, geez. I don't know, Grayson. You put me right on the spot. Can I hide
Uh,
behind my moose thing here? Or-
yeah, you can.
I
You
don't,
can.
I don't know. Well, I could also do this and then say, well, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to answer anything. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I think probably more her mom. I would say.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, more. Kind of somewhat of her dad, but I thought more of a mother figure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And one of the things that was commented, somebody made a really good point about the. You remember the time before when we had a chat, and you'd had an out of the blue sort of phone call from Stephen Avery
Oh
for
yeah,
about half an hour,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was pointed out that maybe it was Steve sort of getting in touch with people to see who was sort of still on his side, as it were. Did you get the sense that he was
Yeah, yeah.
looking for support?
Yes, yeah, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did he
I told
off?
him. I told him
Sorry.
that of course. Oh, I told him. Of course. I believed in him. I mean,
Yeah.
look at to the first one, even with the rape. I said I even believed
Yeah.
you back then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, of course. I told him. I said you and Brendan didn't have nothing to do with it.
Well, yes. And I'm just wondering if typically he might say, it was nice having a chat. We must do it again sometime soon. Did he say he would give you a bells back at any point in the future?
Yeah. He talks to his daughter Jenny,
Yeah.
and she was just telling me the other day he enjoyed the talk that we had, and someday you'll be calling me back soon again. So
Yeah,
you must have read her mind or something. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we had some reminiscing and stuff. Nothing bad. We were actually laughing. So you know,
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the good old days, and
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you don't want to go incriminating yourself by telling some of the pranks that you maybe got up to, but
yeah,
I could,
nothing really. Just joking around with the kids and that. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
nothing bad. I mean, just pranksters and jokesters. Joking around. Kind of like April Fool jokes and stuff.
yeah,
So nothing serious.
yeah. I mean, obviously, when you look back on this case, and you look back on the history of, Steve and Avery, taking getting his car out and forcing this Sandy Morris off the road. It's like,
Yeah,
you know the reaction to that was I think was slightly over the top to then frame him for this Penny Bernstein thing.
yeah. I quite didn't understand. I knew it was false from the start because, like I said, when this
Yeah,
Penny Bernstein accused them for rape, and like I said, we were out at the junkyard at the time, and I'd say he'd have to have definitely rockets on
yeah,
his car to make it from Michigan to Two Rivers, and then
yeah,
where the incident happened on the beach. Well, from Michigan to Two Rivers is definitely probably almost 15 minutes there, and then
yeah,
to run, then to park his car, and then run
yeah.
on the beach, and then run to where all the scene. I mean, that's another 15 right there. So I knew definitely it wasn't him.
Where the attack occurred on the beach, is it north of Manitowoc but south of Two Rivers?
Yeah, this Dave. What is that? How do you pronounce his last name? Dave Bogata or
Oh
Boga?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he has.
Bagotka.
Yeah, he had actually. It was interesting. I came across a YouTube video. He actually took me to the actual scene where it
Ah,
happened. I
right,
don't know.
yeah.
Did you run across that?
Well, when we were certainly in Manitowoc, we went through Two Rivers a couple of times, if I remember rightly.
Yeah,
But I don't know that we sort of noticed, like, if you like, where the beach was. Certainly where we were at the Rally House, it didn't seem as
yeah,
if there was much access to any beach. I wouldn't have said there was a beach
yeah,
where we were. It's
yeah,
it's, it's only
yeah,
certain parts of the
yeah.
coast that have a beach, but yeah,
But yeah, just to take to drive because you got to go on the small. You got to go on the beach road there, and then you got to take a little road that goes in, and it ends right by the beach. It's
right,
called it's a small road for the jet skis, and then
right,
there's a road that goes all the way back there. But still, then you gotta plus another 10 minutes or so to get back there, and then you get out of your car, and you got to go on the beach to get to the scenery, and then that's some more time. So
yeah,
it's just unbelievable.
yeah. I know it just it's hard to figure out why they was like the sheriff Tom Kosurek and Jean Couchet that did the pencil drawing and that
Yeah,
Judy the verbiage. It's it's kind of chilling, isn't it, to realise that these people, because of the power that they had, they could pin this on Steve with absolutely no evidence whatsoever,
yeah. Just
and
by
just make
a
it fit.
girl just dazed and confused and going by a picture, and wasn't sure of herself in the first place. But I thought that was nice that she apologized later. I mean,
Yeah, she's the
you
only one that's ever involved in that case that has ever apologised, isn't she?
yeah, yeah. I thought that was great to hear that. And
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you know, but obviously Kathleen Zellner has filed a motion with an appeal with the Wisconsin Supreme Court for them to reconsider the Court of Appeals rather bizarre decisions, and there's been a bit of to and froing with the state responding. And then
yeah,
and then I
yeah,
think I think then Kathleen responding to the state's response, by saying, you're not saying anything. You're not addressing
But like you're
the issues here.
like in your language, bogus on everything. I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
should hear the new, the new stuff, and they should take everything in, and I think they should reconsider and go back and play all this out, and I mean, instead of just saying, well, you're just adding this, you're adding that, no, play, instead of keep saying no. I mean,
yeah. I mean, a
it's
lot.
just depressing already.
Well, a lot of people have pointed to the fact that, given the fact that in other states they're now coming up with laws preventing and making it, you know, getting rid of police interrogators lying to juveniles. They're
Yeah,
actually quoting Brendan Dassey as the prime example of obviously what not to do,
yeah,
and yet the state of Wisconsin, through certainly their Judge Sukovich down at Sheboygan and the Court of Appeals District 2, presumably the majority, it was a unanimous apparently, but you think, well, you know they've they've kind of dug a hole for themselves, and there's just no way that they're gonna back
yeah,
down, are they?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's almost political.
What is it gonna take to turn this around? I mean,
But
unless
I've
the real killer coming forward and saying, "Hey, I did it all along," and I don't know. I think hell will freeze over before that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kathleen Zellner even broached that subject by saying, even if she had a video of somebody confessing, the state would still insist that they've got the right people.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
It, it,
mean.
it, it would seem to me that the number one thing that would turn this around would be public opinion in Wisconsin. People getting to know the true story of what
Yeah,
this what
yeah,
Teresa's disappearance, what it was all about, why did Teresa have to disappear? Because Thomas Kasurik was facing not just the financial ruin, but that sort of reputation of his.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, it's often been mentioned that Stephen Brendan, they're almost like they're political prisoners. They're being kept in for political reasons
yeah, yeah,
because that there are people in power that want to maintain their power. And as I say, they I mean, how embarrassing was it at the time when Stephen Avery was exonerated
yeah.
and being sort of interviewed on, well, he was this sort of folk hero.
Yeah, all of a sudden going from really way up here and then all of a sudden way down. It's like,
Yeah,
and then that's another thing too. I mean, you're going like this. Why shoot yourself back down and
yeah,
go back down? That doesn't make any sense.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You probably know this, but one of the things that that Uyghur and Fassbender asked Brendan was, why did Steve do this? Why did Steve abduct Teresa, and kill her, and stab her, rape her, and all this horrible stuff? Why did he do it? And you know what Brendan said?
What?
He said because Steve wanted to go back into prison. He missed it that much. I mean,
Oh,
it just shows how ridiculous this whole story is, isn't it? The fact that they asked Brendan, the only thing he could think of was,
oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Actually, growing up, I knew people that were in prison for a long time.
yeah,
Got let out, and then a couple weeks later, they got in trouble, and they ended up back in. And I says, "What'd you do that for?" Oh, I'm the only life I know is being in prison.
hmm.
So I mean, it does happen. Yeah,
Oh yeah, 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 but certainly not in the case of Stephen Avery, who was looking at being a multi-millionaire. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
forget the 36 million. It was
yeah,
likely to be less than that, but it was
yeah,
still going to be a huge amount for Manitowoc to have to find.
yeah, yeah,
Both the sheriff's department and Thomas Vogel, Tom Kasurik, they were all on the hook for this, weren't they?
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, when you take out a civil suit like this against named defendants such as Vogel and Kusurek, then they then have to provide a list of their worth, as it were. You know, what have they got possessions wise? You know, cars, houses, you know, money in the bank, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can imagine. I can easily imagine. You know, Thomas Kusurek being absolutely livid about being caught out,
Yeah. Yeah.
and for me, certainly capable, desperate enough to do anything to avoid having to give his deposition,
Well,
which
like
which
you're
is
saying,
exactly what happened.
like you're saying that Fassbender and Wiegert, they saw me a couple times and met with me in Manitowoc, and they were trying to, tell me to tell Brendan, to confess, and that he did it because the window was being, closed on him, and I says, why? I mean, he never did anything, he was
Yeah.
trying to get me to, and I says, those are some kind of like wackos. I don't know, but I mean, what part of no don't you understand?
Yeah, I think we had a similar situation in the Central Park Five, where the one of the five, his, and I'm trying to remember which one. I think it was the one with the sort of Hispanic name. His father was saying to him, just confess to it. It'll be easier just to confess.
Yeah, yeah,
So what they were doing, Regan and Fassbender, they were putting the pressure on you to try and get you to tell
yeah,
Brendan
yeah,
what to say, and,
yeah,
and, and just
yeah.
to just to
Same.
give
Yeah,
in and
they were trying to include me in on it, to talk to him. I always call it. We always called it brainwash. To
hmm
further the brainwash on me to give it to him, and convince him that, hey, you were a part of this. Why don't you just admit it and come free? And I
yeah,
kept saying no because he didn't have no part. But they didn't get my drift because I wasn't in the brain thing or whatever you want to call, and because I know he didn't do it.
yeah,
They didn't like it
yeah,
though, but I mean, to each their own.
yeah. I don't know if it's something that you've ever that you're familiar with, but within the community, I remember at various times there's been a lot of discussion about if the state decided to offer what's called an Alford plea, whether Brendan would say, "Well, I'll take it and I'll try and clear my name later on." Are you familiar with this concept, the Alford plea?
No, but I heard about it though.
hmm
Yeah.
But it's not something that you've ever discussed with Brendan, then?
No, no.
No, no. And one would imagine that if anybody's going to discuss something like that with Brendan, not that it, as I say, that it's ever been offered as far as we know,
Yeah.
but
No.
it would be Steve Drisden and Laura Nyrider that would have that conversation with
Yeah, yeah.
Brendan, wouldn't they?
Because yeah, he always tells me they talk about what's going on, and a
Yeah,
lot of times there, especially on the phone, he's not allowed to talk about it. So you
right,
know,
right, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. As Rosemary Hill has said, yeah, the West Memphis Three, they took it, and the main reason why they took the Alfred plea was because Damien Eccles was on death row,
Oh, okay.
and so there was pressure on the other two. I know one of the guys is called something like Jesse Miss Kelly, and the other fella. There was definitely pressure put on, or the other two of the Memphis Three felt the pressure of the fact that if they didn't accept the Alfred plea, it could mean curtains for Damien Eccles, and he might end up, being executed. Because
Oh, oh,
unfortunately that's what they
oh.
do over there. You're on death
Oh,
row for a
okay.
reason, aren't you?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I heard about death row when your time is up. They, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, here's another interesting thing. Can you remember between 2005, when Steve is arrested, and the trial in 2007, there was even a vote to bring back the death penalty in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something like that. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what's your thoughts in principle on the death penalty?
Well, when my dad was living, both of my parents are gone now. But when my dad was living, he always kept saying if somebody was capable of killing somebody else, and they meant that they should take him out too. I mean, not that bad, but I mean, if somebody's capable of killing somebody else, they should. For no reason at all. They should
Hmm.
take him out too in certain ways. But I kind of agreed to it, because look at now. I mean, people get mad at each other. I mean, just an incident happened around the corner for me a while
Wow.
back with drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, this one guy got some stuff I heard from. Well, I got a friend that lives about 6 blocks away from here, and he's the one that told me that they knew these people with the drugs, and then he says, this guy says, "Well, okay, get me some, and then I'll pay you later." And later
Mm.
came, and it never happened.
Yeah.
So instead of him getting mad and just well, okay, I'll wait, he got mad and shot him.
Mm.
So what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And unfortunately, there does seem to be, with more and more frequently, it tends to be that
Y-
an
yeah,
argument is settled
yeah,
between people with a
yeah,
gun, and that's the big problem. Like if
yeah,
you have an argument, you can have an argument when um, you can argue verbally with that person. You could even get into some sort of physical altercation, but as soon as guns are involved, one
yeah,
one bullet
yeah,
one bullet can end the argument there and
yeah.
then. And
I heard.
no, I'm not.
I seen on. I don't know if I seen Facebook or on TV. A husband and wife. They were going to get a divorce, and the husband caught the wife with somebody else and
Mm,
shot her. I
yeah,
mean, life goes on. You know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't have any guns here. I don't even like shooting. So
No, no, no. And
yeah.
we know for a fact that Brendan doesn't.
No. No.
He doesn't like guns either.
No.
But one of the reasons, well, I think the main reason why the death penalty was abolished here in the UK, and it was still around up until I think the 50s or the 60s, 1950s or 60s. So it's not been abolished for a long for it's not been a long time abolished, but it has been. I think the last case was something like 1959 or somebody out there in the chat will know better than I. But one of the main reasons why people are in favour of getting rid of the death penalty, and the reason why they don't want it reinstated, is because of the fact that you've got the chance of innocent people being executed for crimes they didn't do. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what,
Yeah.
what we've got
Yeah.
with Stephen Brendan, haven't we? That.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but one of the things I've always thought is that if you are this callous murderer, then the death penalty means that they just give you an injection and that's it. Your time on the earth is done. Whereas putting somebody in prison for the rest of their life is actually
Yeah.
a harsher penalty.
Yeah. Oh, you mean they don't do that thing? I don't know if you ever watched The Green Mile,
Yeah.
where that guy they electrocute him. Did they used to
Mm.
do it like that too?
Well, yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Green Mile is a great film, and of course,
I know. I loved
it's
it. I just want to, even though if it's got some bad issues, I feel sorry for the big guy with the power there. I really felt sorry for him, but I do love Tom Hanks, and
mhm,
he really did a good job in that one. And yeah, that one I could watch, but
yeah.
not the execution bit, but
All
the
right,
other
yeah,
stuff was other stuff was very interesting. Like one guy had the pet mouse, and
yeah.
yeah.
Can you remember the name of the really large fellow that had these amazing powers?
Oh, I know he passed away. Didn't he
Yeah,
pass away?
but
I
can
can't I
can you
can't
can you
remember.
his
Oh,
character's name?
oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't.
Let's see if anybody in the chat can remember the name of
Do you
the.
remember it? Or
I do, yes,
okay,
yeah. because as soon as I heard his name, that the whole film made sense to me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he was in other movies too, wasn't he?
oh yes, yeah. But his name in the movie is in the Green Mile is John Coffey.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. And
Yeah,
that should have gave me a hint. All you had to do was hold up your thing, and you that would have gave me a hint. There
and
you go. John
of course,
Coffey.
yeah, and his initials therefore are JC,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's a modern take on the story of Jesus. You know, the execution of
Oh,
Jesus.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And that's
and
why he had the power.
all the power. Yes, because he was
Okay.
like a modern day reincarnation of Jesus.
Okay.
Wrongly accused of doing something, but having that power not only to to heal people and help, but also he had that awareness of how evil that one guy was.
Yeah, and that other thing too at the end there when he went into that house there and
Yeah.
he brought the what is that, the warden's wife back
Yes.
from
Yeah.
the illness, and he took the illness out. That was awesome. I like the whole
Yes.
house truck, and yeah, that those parts were awesome. Hey.
Yeah. 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 Anyway, talking about films,
Okay.
another popular, very popular subject is when they finally make Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey, Making a Murderer, the movie. Who should
Yeah.
play certain characters? Who's going to play
The
Pete
movie.
Pete the Moose Dassey?
I don't know. He's putting me in a spot. You're putting me in a spot again, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with my wife yesterday and earlier today. She was watching Grease. Oh no, she wasn't watching it, but it was one of the things that was lined up. And I said, isn't it interesting how that film was so iconic back in the very early '80s that Grease came out.
Yeah, actually, I remember going to that. Manitowoc had a outdoor theater at the time. We
Yeah,
went to the
yeah,
outdoor theater and saw it on the big screen outside there.
yeah. Well, of course, Olivia Newton-John went on to have a, a semi-successful solo career, didn't she, as a singer? She had that one
Oh
big hit, didn't
yeah,
she,
yeah,
with
yeah,
Xanadu? But
yeah.
you then look at somebody like obviously John Travolta plays alongside, and you look at some of the great films that he's been in.
Oh
He
yeah.
he really has done well. But yeah, the interesting one, of course, is that for me, probably the best actor that I've seen is the one that apparently Stephen Avery thinks should play him, and that's Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I'm not sure if you'd if you would you like to have Brad Pitt play Pete Dassey instead of Stephen Avery?
I don't know.
Would that be a suitable
Yeah,
person
I
to
think
to
yeah,
be?
that would be pretty close. Yeah,
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 because I mean, obviously, when it comes to Brendan, we've got that actor called Paul Dano, and
yeah,
in some picture, he does look remarkably similar, doesn't he?
yeah. He does. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I'm sure. What is that? Sherilyn Bog or whatever.
yeah.
Coffee. Okay, what's the real guy's name? That
Oh,
his star name.
what is
I
his
know he
real
plays
name?
John Coffey, but I mean, what's John Coffey's real name? Like, you know, I don't remember too. But if I hear it, I might, because he plays in what's his name, where they go in space and they blow up that kind of like meteor that's heading to our world. I forgot what that's called. My mind's not what it used to be here.
Right. The guy's name is Michael Clark Duncan. Michael Duncan.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and he
I
was
heard he's like
born.
I heard he's like 7'2", 7'4". I don't know.
Yeah, well, he was born 1957, and yeah, surprisingly, he did. He passed away back in
Yeah,
2012.
yeah,
Best known for his role as John Coffey in The Green Mile, and as you say,
okay,
alongside Tom Hanks, the and of course the other prison warder was
yeah,
played by a guy called David Morse.
Okay. Thanks,
And
Rosemary.
Yeah.
Rosemary just answered a question for me down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
who are the Packers playing today? Are they down in California?
Yeah, they're playing the Saints today.
Right.
All Saints Day today.
Yeah.
uh,
Are they going to
well,
win?
we're gonna be an awesome team. We even got one of our old stars back.
Who's that?
Number 18. Do you remember him?
Well, tell me.
He's gonna click it up on his phone.
Aye, damn right I am.
Oh yeah, I did. How about you? I thought you had a number of Packer shirts there.
Yeah, I know who number 12 is, but I can't remember who
Yeah,
number 18 is.
okay. I'll
Go on,
punch
you
it
have to
up.
tell me. You'll have to tell me.
Okay, we'll punch it up. I'll give you a second.
Green Bay.
Let's see if you follow.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put number
Yeah, of course.
number
I don't know
18.
if you heard that little conference. Rogers, he didn't want to come back because he wanted this and that, and I'm glad he smoothed everything over. But I think this year is going to be his last year that he stated. So
Ah, right. Yeah, okay. It's Randall Cobb.
yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says I
It's
want him. Yeah, they got him. I forgot what team he was on. He says I want him to come back, and that's the stipulation that partly I'll be back. So
yes. I mean, Rogers is back playing, isn't he? You know.
yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think.
Otherwise, I heard the number one guy they were going to go to is Love for a quarterback.
All right.
Yeah, if Rodgers didn't return, that's what I heard.
But I'm sure that I've read in the past that Aaron Rodgers has says that he's quite happy to play for the Packers for the rest of his career and will quite happily retire a Packers
I don't
player.
know. Well, somebody in the office he wasn't getting along with, so yeah. Rosemary says 10 minutes.
Is it? I bet you go. Well, of course. The other problem, of course, with one of the interesting things about the Packers, of course, is that the head of video technology is Mike Holbach, and I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because he knew what had happened to Teresa when she was only a missing person.
Yeah.
He is bizarre. He's got some explaining to do when they eventually catch up with him and find out what the hell he meant by some of what he was saying. You know.
Yeah.
Listen, pal. I'm going to let you go.
Okay. Well,
and watch the game.
Thanks for materializing today. I didn't know if we were going to do this at the last minute, but when things come up for you, just let me know ahead of time, and And if we miss one, we'll always be back. Okay. So, thanks for everybody being in the chat. We love you guys.
If I can just finish off by saying that that at 6:00 Central Time today, that CIFS, the Centre for Integrity of Forensic Science, they're having a live Zoom chat, hour-long Zoom chat. They're calling it a happy hour with Dean Strang and Jerry Buting. So I put the link in the video that I did with Mark midweek, and I'll put the link in the description of this video as well, so that people can go and check out this. It's at 6:00 Central Time. That's going to be midnight for me, so I'm afraid I'm not going to manage. I'm not going to manage that.
You'll be sawing.
I will indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, cheerio, my friend. Thanks for being here.
And thank
you.
And
thanks everybody out there for being with us today.
Yeah. I'll say cheerio. Bye.
Okay. Cheerio. Yeah.